Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And in today's video, I'm looking at this. This is Eyewitness from 1970. And this was sent to me by Tony. And thank you so much, Tony. What a great lot of films that you sent me. And this is one of them. It's a network release as well. Now, it's 92 minutes long. Rotten Tomatoes, oh, they are rotten, aren't they? 25%. By heck, what were they on? They didn't see this film, even though they pretended they did. Blimey heck, it's a great film, and they were so negative. It's unbelievable. Really, the critics are so wrong. Now, this is written by Ronald Harwood, and Brian Forbes also is uncredited. He was a writer on this. And it's based on a novel called Eyewitness by Mark Hebden from 1966. Now, I just have to say this. The music is direct. It's some prog rock. Yes, we've got Van der Graaf Generator and Fairfield Parlour. Also, musician David Whittaker involved in the soundtrack. I had to get it in. I may have got it in early, but I have to admit, some brilliant music. Honestly, it's outstanding. I love it. Now, it's directed by John Huff. John Huff directed the wonderful Twins of Evil, 1971. I love it. It's one of my favourite Hammer films. Yes, there we are. And then he was a director of The Legend of Hell House, 1973. So, some great films. And then Hollywood, Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, 1974. Then Escape to Witch Mountain, 1975. Wonderful. Disney. Yes. Brass Target, 1978. And then, guess what? Return from Witch Mountain, 1978. Directed that, another Disney follow-up to what I've mentioned before. Then he was a director of American Gothic. Wow. 1988. And Bad Karma, 2002. So these are just a few of the films that he's directed that stood out. Now, the location in this film is amazing. It's in Malta, and it was mainly filmed in Valletta. We also have the Della Marca Lighthouse featured as well, which is brilliant. I think I think it really adds so much to this film. Absolutely love it. This film has got a lot going for it. It really has. You know, you couldn't describe it as an action thriller. Yes, an action thriller. Brilliant. Okay, so we'll get into the cast. We have got Mark Lester, who plays Ziggy, because Mark Lester shot to fame, massive, with Oliver, 1968. He was in Black Beauty, 1971. He was in Whoever Slew Auntie Roo. Oh, that rhymes. 1971, which was a horror thriller. He was in What the Peeper Saw, 1972. He was in Redneck, 1973. And he was in, I suppose this is more what you'd say you might expect him to be in, which is The Prince and the Pauper, 1977. Then we have got, here he is, Lionel Jeffries, who plays the granddad, the grandpa. Wow, he keeps popping up again, Lionel Jeffries. And what an actor. And he was in, of course, The Revenge of Frankenstein, 1958. Wow, Hammer classic. He was in then some comedy, Two Way Stretch, 1960. And Kill or Cure, 1962. Peter Sellers, all this, brilliant. just showing his versatility. Uh, he was in, of course, The Scarlet Blade, 1963, which I have reviewed, talk about now so much because it's 17th century English Civil War, and this is the important bit as well from Lionel Jeffries. He plays a villain, and he's badass. He's brilliant. Really, you wouldn't expect it from it, and I love it. He's so good at it. So there he is, showing his ability as an actor. He was in First Men on the Moon, of course, and that is a well-loved film, 1964. And to top it all, it has to be the top. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang from 1968. What a film. It's one of my all-time favourite films. I make no excuses at all. I love Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Lionel Jeffries is great in it. He makes you smile. He's fantastic, eccentric character. Wonderful. And it's, anyway, I could go on and on about Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. I love it. And then he was in The Royal Flash, 1975. The Prisoner of Zenda, 1979. And of course, I just have to mention it because he became a director. And of course, he directed The Railway Children, 1970, which is just an amazing film. Also, The Amazing Mr. Blunder, 1972. There were just some that he directed. Fantastic director. What can I say? Then we have got Susan George, who plays Pippo. What another great actress. She was in The Sorcerers, 1967, which is a brilliant film. Michael Reeve film. Boris Karloff. She's in The Sorcerers. And then she was in Up the Junction, 1968, which is considered an important of the kitchen sink dramas that were in that period. She was in Spring and Port Wine, 1970. James Mason, already. Brilliant film. And then she was in Die Screaming, Marianne, 1971. Brilliant film. Loved it. And Fright. She was in Fright, 1971. Another great film. These films, amazing. Straw Dogs. Controversial, but an absolutely brilliant film, Straw Dogs. Another film that you can talk about. Then there's the Hollywood side. Dirty Mary, Crazy Larry, 1974. Then Venom, 1981. Then The House Where Evil Dwells, 1982. And The Jigsaw Man, 1983. And then she's appeared in all sorts of things, TV-related roles. And, what an actress Susan George is. She's great. Wonderful. Then we've got Jeremy Kemp, who plays Inspector Galleria. Oh, I managed it. I think that might be right. Yes. Now, he was in, again, another brilliant film we've come across before. Dr. Terror's House of Horrors from 1965, which is the first Amicus film, which is brilliant. Peter Cushing sort of narrates it and does a story as well in it. He's fantastic. So the anthology horror stories, brilliant from Amicus. Then we've got The Blue Max. Love The Blue Max, the 1966 First World War film. Pope Joan, 1972, which is a bit controversial. Then The 7% Solution, 1976, which is, hey, Sherlock Holmes, yep, we're there. And then A Bridge Too Far, 1977, which is directed by Sir Richard Attenborough. Wow, brilliant. And then The Prisoner of Zenda, 1979. Oh, and that's just a few. Again, some great films there from a very familiar face. Again, it's TV roles as well, and amazing. And then we come across another, I keep saying familiar face, but you just recognise him. Peter Vaughan, who plays Paul Gazzini. He's one of the baddies in this. Yes, he's one of the villains. He was in Village of the Damned, 1960, which is a great film. He was in Fanatic, 1965. Another great film. Absolutely wonderful, Fanatic. And then, of course, he was in Straw Dogs. Yes, like with Susan George. He was a baddie in that. Yeah, wonderful film, Straw Dogs. Controversial as well. And then he was in a very successful film, The French Lieutenant's Woman, 1981, which really started to propel Meryl Streep into the sort of acting circles. You know, her career really took off with that one. And then Brazil, wow, 1985, a very interesting film. Brazil it's one of those out there films. And then he was in Remains of the Day, 1993. And then, as I said, what an actor. His TV roles and that he's in. We've come across him before in TV related things. He's just amazing face. Absolutely wonderful. Yeah, sadly he's no longer with us. So that's Peter Vaughan. And then we've got Peter Bowles, who plays Vieta Grazzini. Yes, I got it there, managed it. Now, his most famous films, he didn't do that many films, but he did some films, was Blow Up, 1966, David Hemmings, brilliant film. And then historical drama, which maybe has got forgotten a bit, but it was a successful film at the time, which is The Charge of the Light Brigade, 1968. That's a great film. Battle scenes, amazing. Oh, to do with Crimea War, amazing. But then there's a Peter Bowles TV series, and TV films. What an actor. He's just, sadly, he's no longer with us either now. But he was drama, comedy. What an actor. So that's the cast. So you're saying to yourself, Bayek, what's this about? Well, it might give you a clue in the title. It's called Eyewitness. Now, there's this boy is there with his sister, and they're in a country that we don't. They don't specifically say what the country is, but he's the kind of boy who fantasizes a lot and with his sister, and it's lying. It's you know, it's one of those. It's a cry wolf story. It's almost like, yes, because they're fed up of his lyings. But what happens is that he finds himself in a situation where he sees a leader, a country's leader, being assassinated. We don't know which country that, but that's not irrelevant. But he sees this, and of course, he also sees that there's a police involvement as well. The baddies. So we've got the assassin and the involvement with the police, who got rid of it and involved in all this. And of course, no one believes him. No one believes him until eventually it does come to a point where they're after him. And as it unfolds the story, they do eventually see that somebody is after him. But it's a lot through the Lionel Richie's character. Not Lionel Richie. Lionel Jeffries. I don't know whether he's singing Three Times a Lady. No. Lionel Jeffries' character. The grandpa. It's a great relationship. You get that relationship with the grandson. And in the end, he actually believes him. And he's getting people to believe what he's seeing is true. But his time is running out because the baddies, they're after him. And that's what the film is about. It's a wonderful thing. But the other important thing I think to say about this film is the action sequences. There's a lot of car chases and wonderful sequences which I think they really must have enjoyed doing it. The director, I think, was really into that and adds so much to the story. So what makes this film so interesting? A, the brilliant actors and script. B, the location. The location is fantastic. You just can't help but think, wow, that's a beautiful country, Malta. And then C, the action sequences. Wow, these action sequences, they just lift the film even more. You could imagine this film is not done on a massive budget, but it's able to bring out the director all these wonderful sequences, and it just adds to the film. Amazing, absolutely amazing. I'm sure Hollywood couldn't have done a better job than this. Really, it's wonderful, and what more can I say? I just love this film. I love a film like this because it's got a sense of that independence, that it's not bound by Hollywood, and yet it's so creative in what it's done and what it's. I love it, and the acting and the actors, they managed to get a great cast here. I mean, that's a great cast, and yeah, fantastic. So it's highly recommended, this film. It really is, and as I said, a network title. So here it is. Again, I'll just show you. You've seen the thing, but it's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And there's a nice interview with Mark Lester as well on here. And is the disc, lovely disc, and there's just a leaflet here, and you can see the Eyewitness artwork there behind of the posters, and amazing. What a release from Network. Sadly, not with us anymore, but that's great. So, I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed just going through it. I just got all excited again, wonderful. Yes. So that's it. Now, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. We'll let you know when I put out these videos, you see. And then have a look at the playlist and see all the films, TV shows, a bit of music that I review. You might like them, you might know, who knows. But if you like this particular video, please give the video a like. Give it a like, gets it onto YouTube so other people might enjoy it. And if you have any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments and I always answer them. Yes, that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.